Alright, so since my first video, there's been some interest in the city, so we decided to do maybe a little deeper dive into some of the structures and projects within the city. This is I guess I'll get rid of that so you can see more. Again, this is the survival world on an 11-year-old server. All vanilla. You can see that I put on a texture pack for the city, and this is the Hancock Tower. I'll just create here to observe Hancock Tower. You can see it's got stuff inside. That stuff we're about to check out. This is also known as the mob machine, or the TNT machine, because we use all the TNT created from this mob farm to excavate all of the land flat, like for the city here. We had to blow all that up and then smooth it out with normal tools. So we're able to do that by running this machine. This machine is basically two enormous towers. Fly up a little so you can see. Two enormous towers nested within this building that go straight up. And basically, and let's go inside of them. I'll go inside one of them so you can see what the working pieces look like. Fly up the two here. This is one of two, going all the way up, 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 up. And, well, you see monsters falling down here. There's another one. What happens here is that there's a trip line. So the moment a mob spawns on any one of these ledges, they get shoved off the ledge by a sticky piston, or just not a sticky piston, but a regular piston. There's a guy right there. I don't know why he's not falling, but that rope's not working. Anyways, they spawn and fall, and yeah, you see those two creepers that just fell. So all their goodies fall onto that track, and then a little redstone loop fires and takes all of their goodies and drops into a tray below, and then opens those trapdoors to a little waterway. Yeah, there it goes. So that little waterway is the collector for all their stuff that they drop. There it is. You can see the little waterway down below there. There's a whole bunch of stuff on the collection plate. Now it's floating up the glass into the little collector, little hopper, and that puts it in these chests right here. So you let this run for like a day or so, and these are all full of gunpowder, which we need lots and lots of. So sometimes the collectors fail to grab the drops as they come up this tube, and the physics of this are that this is a solid piece of glass with a piston that fires at the bottom, and because it needs to escape something solid, it passes through or floats up. Oh, maybe that's the problem. There's a chicken down there for some reason. Yeah, let's see what happens here. You should be able to see. There it goes. Yeah, that's what's going on. I don't know how a chicken got down there. Someone's messing with me. Anyways, both of these towers do the same thing. They just drop monsters to their death, and then everything gets collected into those 3 crates down there. Every few days we come down and empty. We get basically limitless arrows, limitless gunpowder and for TNT, and then a bunch of stuff we don't want. We'll take the zombie rotten flesh out of there and throw it into those disposal things on the side. We'll just throw it all into the little lava tubes there. Well, when we were first building this and everything wasn't lit properly, we were trying to protect the delicate workings of this glass tube with the golems here to beat up on monsters that might try to make their way in, but they're not really needed anymore. But they've been here for so long that we just leave them. Now, the machinery that operates the looping floor that I showed you is all down here. Basically, you can see it's a long and well-timed chain that goes and then fires again to keep the loop rotating. So as the monsters fall, whether they're there or not, it just kind of keeps flushing them down that tube. Sometimes I should say once a week or so, this loop gets frozen. I don't know what causes it to do that, but I have to refire it real quick with a touch of a redstone. So sometimes it takes maintenance. This little chicken here was supposed to step on a button every so often to fire redstone. His name was Steve, a device of entropy. And then he got fired because it wasn't really working. It did work. You could watch him trigger it and it would go. Sometimes as he'd step over it, it would just cause more problems than it solved. Still funny though. Because it was funny, we leave Steve, the device of entropy, there. But anyways, yeah, you can see these repeaters all wired up to pistons. We got a good strong redstone signal going to those shutters and the little doors that and then once again, as the monsters are dying, stuff is flooding into that tube. Then a little piston at the bottom will shove it up into. Weird. I don't know how he's messing up the feed though. He must have escaped. Oh, because he's a little zombie. He escaped the lava right there. I'll kill him later. Anyways, this has been invaluable to us because it takes so much time to just use tools, even fully upgraded tools, to excavate land flat so you can build big city stuff on it. There's 2 more things to go over real quick. There's actually an on-off switch because sometimes there's so many entities being generated so quickly here between the monsters themselves and what they drop that we needed a way to stop the spawning of the monsters. So there's 120 lights in the mob spawning towers that I showed you, those 2 towers. And they're all wired up to this switch here. So you can turn on... Why this is hard to do without the crosshair. Now you can turn on those lights. And now, of course, the towers are all lit up inside. The monsters will stop spawning. The entities will stop collecting. You can see all these towers are lit up now. There might be more than 120. Anyways, it keeps them from spawning. It's the bottom line. And if we're having memory issues, or sometimes this building will give issues when there's upgrades made or changes made to redstone, or introduce something new that takes a lot of memory, Java memory. So sometimes it's useful to be able to shut it off. But it's running pretty well right now, aside from that little zombie being stuck down there. So I'll turn the lights off up there, and the monsters will start spawning and getting shoved down to their death. Yeah, you can see them dropping like rain there. It's pretty cool. Probably the last thing, just to get a feel for the size and the height of the tower. I'll jump in here real quick. This was built, I built the structure with flue shards. If you follow us, you know he's one of our major builders. But he did all the inner workings in turning this into a giant mob farm. Except the lights. I did the lights that you see wired up the side here. Other than that, this was his brainchild, and he sort of built and engineered all of it. I mean, look at the size of these towers as I'm climbing up here. It's huge. This building goes up to, I think, almost to the top of the game, and I believe that Fouchard's character, I think he lives up here at the tip top of it. You can see little service ladders and ways to access the inside and outside of the mob spawning towers. This is Fouchard's residence. He's got his skull, and he did a bunch of jungle stuff in his little penthouse room up here. It's pretty cool. Another room up here for something. I don't know. Guest room, perhaps. And what's up here? Oh, it's just the top. Those two on the top of the Hancock Tower. May rework these at some point because I think the materials are kind of dated that we used to make it with. But let's see where we're at. Oh, can't see? Oh, there we go. So we're at Y coordinate 212. That was a little shorter than I thought, but I guess if you went to the tower top, it would be closer to the top of the game. Some of these definitely go up higher, but this one's big, not just tall, but like I think it's 45 by 45. Good size structure, just really big. Made a great place to build this really tall mob tower farming thing. Anyways, hopefully I gave you a good enough look at that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.